Yo, I'm Riley Tate, a scholarship kid in a rich kid's world. When I crashed into a bully's car, my life became a wild chase of secrets and fights. Buckle up for drama. Like, subscribe, and share to join the ride. My sneakers skid on the Houston pavement, lungs burning like I've swallowed hot sauce, as Mason Reed's black Mustang roars inches from my heels. I'm Riley Tate, 16. And I'm sprinting through downtown's neon-lit streets, dodging taco trucks and bar hoppers because I just trashed Mason's precious car. It was a total accident. My bike slammed into his ride at school, leaving a dent bigger than my future. But Mason, the richest, nastiest senior at Houston Elite Academy, wants blood. "You're toast, Tate!" he bellows, engine screaming. Luke Carter, his shadow, leans out the passenger window, yelling, "Mason, chill!" But the Mustang's gaining. I'm the broke queen of Granny's diner. No way I'm paying for that car. And now I'm running for my life. I dart into an alley, the car's tires screeching as it swerves to follow, clipping a dumpster with a metallic crunch. My bike's back at school. Useless, and I'm gasping when I trip over a pipe, crashing to the ground. Mason's out in a flash, all 6 feet of entitled fury, yanking me up by my hoodie. "Think you can wreck my car and bolt, scholarship girl?" he snarls, blue eyes blazing. Luke's behind him, hands in his baseball jacket, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. I'm about to beg when I remember, last week, I caught them roughing up a kid behind the gym, shoving him into a trash can. It's a Hail Mary, but I blurt, "I know what you did. Mason! Last Monday, I'm telling the principal." Mason's grip loosens, his face draining like he's been sucker punched. Luke's jaw drops, and they exchange a look that screams, "Busted!" How do you know?" Mason stammers, voice cracking. Bingo. I'm bluffing. But they're buying it, and it's huge. "Oh, I saw it all," I say, brushing off my jeans, faking confidence. "Want me to spill it in the principal's office?" Mason lets go, stepping back, sweat beading on his forehead. "No, hold up. We can work this out. You don't pay for the car. We'll do whatever you want. Riley, right? Luke?" Luke nods, his dark hair falling in his eyes. Voice low. "Anything. Just don't talk." I'm floored. The school's untouchable duo, begging me? I smirk, milking it. "Fine. Start by carrying my bag tomorrow. My shoulder's dying." Mason's jaw clenches, but he mutters, "Deal." I walk away, legs shaky, knowing I just flipped the script. But how long can I keep this up? The next morning, I'm at Houston Elite, weaving through kids flexing AirPods and Tesla keys. Granny raised me after Mom and Dad died in a crash, and this scholarship's my shot at college, so I usually stay invisible. But today, everyone's gawking as Mason and Luke trail me, Mason hauling my ratty JanSport like it's radioactive. "This is stupid," he hisses, but I grin. "Suck it up, rich boy." Luke's quieter, his scuffed sneakers and worn jacket out of place next to Mason's designer drip. He catches my eye, almost smiling, and I wonder what's his deal. In chem class, Mason's sulking, but Luke slips me a note. "Sorry about the chase. Owe you." I raise a brow, but before I can reply, the teacher calls me to the board, and Mason accidentally knocks my books to the floor, smirking. I'm fuming, but I keep cool. This bluff's my only weapon. After school, I'm at track practice, lacing up, when Mason and Luke crash the field, wearing borrowed gym shorts. "What the actual nachos?" I snap, as they jog over. Mason grins, all teeth. "Gotta watch you, Tate. Can't let you snitch." Luke shrugs, almost sheepish. "We're your shadows now." The coach thinks it's a joke, but I'm over it. They're like glitter. Impossible to shake. During sprints, they cheer like lunatics, drawing stares, and I'm ready to ditch this power trip. That night, I'm wiping tables at Granny's diner, the smell of fries and coffee grounding me, When Mason pulls up in his Mustang, Luke in tow. "Let's hit the mall," Mason says. Like we're friends. "Pass," I say, scrubbing harder. "I've got bills." Luke steps forward, voice soft. "1 hour. Riley. I'll help clean up." Granny, the traitor, shoos me out, and I'm stuck with them. At the mall, Mason's blowing cash on sneakers, but Luke's different, winning me a stuffed cactus at an arcade game. His laugh warm. I'm almost vibing when Mason grabs my wrist, pulling me close. "Admit it, Tate, you're into me. That's why you're playing this game." I yank free, grossed out. "Dream on. Read." Luke's eyes flash, and he shoves Mason hard, blood trickling from Mason's lip as he stumbles into a pretzel stand. The mall goes quiet, and Luke grabs my hand, bolting. We sprint through the parking lot, Mason's shouts echoing as he chases us in his car. "You're done, Carter," he roars, tires screaming. We dive into a side street, my chest heaving, but Mason's Mustang corners us near a construction site. Luke pulls me up a half-built stairwell, but Mason's right behind, tackling Luke at the top. They grapple, blood smearing Luke's cheek, and Mason shoves him toward the edge, 3 stories up. "Stop!" I scream, grabbing Luke's jacket, pulling him back just in time. Mason freezes, panting, then backs off, spitting blood. "This ain't over, Tate!" He storms off, and Luke's shaking and his hand tied on mine. "Riley, I'm not like him," he says, voice raw. "I'm not rich. My dad was his family's driver. Died when I was 12. Mason's dad pays for my school. My mom's meds, but I'm his dog. That's why I stick with him." My heart twists, and I'm about to reply when I see Mason's Mustang idling below, his eyes locked on us. I've got power over him, but this secret's a ticking bomb, and I'm caught in the blast zone. God. I'm still catching my breath, crouched in the shadows of a Houston alley, Luke's hand gripping mine like a lifeline. "My name's Riley Tate. 16, and I'm neck-deep in a mess that started when I dented Mason Reed's Mustang. I bluffed my way out, pretending I knew some big secret about him and Luke Carter, and now they're my personal assistants to keep me quiet. But after Mason nearly pushed Luke off a construction stairwell last night, blood dripping from both their faces, I'm realizing this game's way more dangerous than I thought. Luke's not the rich kid I assumed. He's the son of Mason's old driver, stuck doing his dirty work to pay for his mom's meds. Mason's Mustang is idling a block away, his silhouette menacing under the streetlights, and I know he's not done with us. "We gotta move," Luke whispers, his cheek still smeared with dried blood. I nod, heart pounding, and we bolt, weaving through back streets until we hit a bus stop, collapsing onto a bench. "He's unhinged," I pant, checking for Mason's car. Luke's eyes are haunted. He's been like this since we were kids. I should have walked away, but I owe his dad everything. I want to hug him, but I'm too wired. "You don't owe him your life. Luke, we need to end this." He shakes his head, voice low. "You don't get it, Riley. That secret you're bluffing about, it's bad. If Mason thinks you're serious, he'll do worse than chase us." My stomach twists, but I'm not backing down. "Then we make him believe I'm serious." The next morning at Houston Elite Academy, I'm the center of attention, kids whispering as Mason and Luke trail me like bodyguards. Mason's got a bruised lip, glaring daggers, while Luke's sporting a black eye but sticks close, like he's protecting me, in English class. I'm prepping for a big presentation, my shot at a debate scholarship, when Mason trips, knocking my note cards into a trash can. "Oops," he smirks, loud enough for the class to snicker. I'm fuming, but I fish them out, refusing to let him win. "Keep pushing. Read," I mutter, "and I'll spill everything." His smirk falters, but he recovers, leaning in. "Try it. Tate, you'll crash first." Luke's jaw tightens, but he stays quiet, and I know he's torn. After class, I'm in the cafeteria, trying to rewrite my notes, when Luke slides me a smoothie. "For the stress," he says, Almost shy, I raise a brow, sipping. You're not half bad. Carter. Why hang with a jerk like Mason? He looks away, voice soft. Habit. And fear. But you're making me rethink that. My cheeks heat, but before I can reply, Mason storms over, slamming his tray down. Flirting with the enemy. Luke? She's playing us! Kids stare, and I'm done. I stand, voice sharp. Back off, Mason, or I'm calling the principal right now. He grabs my wrist, hard, and Luke's on his feet, shoving Mason back. Let her go! Mason swings, his fist grazing Luke's jaw, and chaos erupts. I jump in, pushing Mason, but he shoves me into a table, plates crashing. Blood trickles from Luke's lip, and Mason's nose is bleeding, but he's not stopping. We stumble into the hall, fists flying, and Mason tackles Luke toward a stairwell railing, 3 floors up. You're nothing, Carter! He roars, slamming Luke against the edge. I scream, grabbing Mason's jacket, yanking him back, but my foot slips, and I'm dangling over the railing. Luke's arm the only thing keeping me from falling. Riley! He yells, pulling me up, his face pale. Mason freezes, blood dripping from his chin, then bolts as teachers swarm. We're hauled to the principal's office, bruised and shaking, but I'm buzzing with adrenaline. Mason's suspended for the day, but his glare promises revenge. That night, I'm at Granny's diner, scrubbing counters to calm my nerves. When Luke shows up, his eye swollen but his smile soft. You okay? He asks, grabbing a rag to help. I nod, but I'm rattled. Mason's gonna come for us. Luke, what's this secret he's so scared of? He hesitates, then spills. Last month, Mason got benched by Coach Davis for flunking math. He was pissed, so he trashed the football field. Spray paint, ripped turf, the works. I helped. Riley. If it gets out, we're both expelled, and I lose my scholarship. My jaw drops. That's the secret? Why risk it for him? I ask, voice cracking. Luke's eyes drop. His dad's paying for Mom's hospital bills. I had no choice. I'm gutted, but before I can reply, the diner door slams open. It's Mason, with 2 jock goons, their fists clenched. Time's up, Tate, he snarls, grabbing a chair. You're done bluffing. Luke steps in front, but the goons lunge, and I'm diving for a broom. We're fighting, chairs crashing, ketchup bottles flying, and I swing the broom, cracking one goon's knee. Mason grabs me, dragging me toward the door, but Luke tackles him, blood spraying from a cut on his forehead. Granny's screaming, and I kick Mason's shin, breaking free. We sprint into the street, Mason and his goons chasing in his Mustang, headlights blazing. I pull Luke into a side alley, our breaths ragged, but Mason's car screeches past, missing us by inches. We hide behind a stack of crates, my heart hammering, and Luke's hand finds mine. I'm done with him, Riley, he whispers. I'll tell the principal. Whatever it takes. I squeeze his hand, feeling a spark, but then I hear Mason's voice nearby, shouting, Find them! My bluff's crumbling, and Mason's out for blood. I need a plan, fast, or we're not making it out of this alley. The alley's dark, reeking of trash and motor oil, and my heart's hammering like a drill as I crouch behind a stack of crates with Luke Carter, his hand still gripping mine. I'm Riley Tate, 16, a scholarship kid at Houston Elite Academy, and I'm in way over my head. It all started when I dented Mason Reed's Mustang and bluffed that I knew his big secret, turning him and Luke into my assistants to avoid paying up. But now, after a bloody fight at Granny's diner and a street chase that left us dodging Mason's car, I know the truth. Luke's not rich. Just a kid stuck under Mason's thumb because his mom needs medical bills paid. Mason's out there, his Mustang prowling the Houston streets, shouting, Find them! After Luke vowed to spill their secret, trashing the school's football field to spite Coach Davis. Luke's breath is ragged, his black eye swollen from the diner brawl. "Riley, we can't hide forever," he whispers, wiping blood from his lip. "I'm telling the principal tomorrow, but Mason's gonna lose it." My stomach twists, but I squeeze his hand. We'll face him together. Luke. He's not untouchable. A car engine roars nearby, and we bolt, sprinting through back streets, neon signs blurring past like a bad music video. Mason's Mustang screeches around a corner, headlights pinning us, and I pull Luke into a parking garage, our sneakers slapping concrete. We duck behind a pickup truck, but Mason's not alone. His two jock goons are with him, their shadows looming as they search the ramps. "Tate, you can't run forever!" Mason yells, his voice echoing. Luke's shaking, but his eyes are fierce. "Stay here," he says, starting to stand. "I'll distract them." I yank him back. "No way. Hero, we're in this together." Before we can plan, a goon spots us, and we're running again, up the garage's spiral ramp, 4 stories high. Mason's car can't follow, but his goons are fast, their footsteps pounding behind. We hit the top level, open to the night sky, and I'm gasping when one goon grabs my hoodie, slamming me against a concrete pillar. Pain shoots through my shoulder, and Luke lunges, tackling the guy, blood spraying from a cut on his knuckles. The second goon swings at Luke, but I grab a loose pipe from the ground, swinging it at his knee. He howls, collapsing, but Mason's there now, his nose still bruised from the diner. "You're done, Carter!" he roars, charging Luke. They crash into the low railing, teetering over the edge, 4 floors down to the street. "Luke!" I scream, dropping the pipe and grabbing his jacket, my arms burning as I pull him back. Mason stumbles, blood dripping from his lip, and for a second, I think he'll fall, but he catches himself, panting. The goons are back up, limping, and we're trapped. "You think you can ruin me?" Mason spits, advancing. I stand tall, voice steady. "I don't have to. You're doing it yourself." Sirens wail in the distance. Someone must have called the cops, and Mason's goons bolt. But he hesitates, glaring. Then runs too. Luke's bleeding, his arm around me, and we limp down the stairs. Adrenaline fading. The cops let us go with a warning, but I'm shook, knowing Mason's not done. The next day at school, I'm a wreck, my shoulder bruised, but the whispers are louder than ever. Mason's back, his face a mess, but he's acting like nothing happened, strutting through the halls. Luke's by my side, his knuckles bandaged, and I feel safer with him than I should. In history class, I'm zoning out when Mason slips me a note. "Snitch, and you're both expelled." I crumple it, but Luke's seen it, his jaw tight. He's scared. "Riley, we've got him." I nod, but I'm nervous. My scholarship's on the line too. After lunch, I'm at my locker when Mason corners me, alone, his breath hot. "Last chance. Tate, drop this, or I'll make sure your granny's diner shuts down." I laugh, bitter. "You're pathetic. Mason, threatening an old lady?" He grabs my arm, hard, and I knee him in the gut, sending him staggering. Kids gasp, phones out, recording, and Luke's there in a flash, pulling me away. "We're done playing," he says, voice low. "Let's end this." We head to the principal's office, but Mason's one step ahead, bursting in with his dad, a slick suit with a Rolex that screams money. "My son's being harassed." Mr. Reed snaps, pointing at us. "This girl's spreading lies about him." My heart sinks, but Luke steps forward, voice steady. "No lies. Mason trashed the football field last month. Spray paint, ripped turf. I helped him. I'm done covering for you." The principal's eyes widen, and Mason's face goes white. "You're lying," he yells, lunging at Luke, fists flying. I jump in, shoving Mason back, but he swings wild, his elbow clipping my cheek, blood trickling. Luke tackles him, their bodies slamming into a glass trophy case, shards flying. I'm dizzy, blood in my mouth, but I grab Luke's arm, pulling him off as the principal shouts for security. Mason's nose is bleeding, his shirt torn, and he's screaming, "You'll pay, Carter!" Security hauls him out, and Mr. Reed's stunned, muttering apologies. The principal suspends Mason pending a hearing, and Luke's sent to the nurse, his hands shaking. I follow, my cheek stinging, and find him in the nurse's office, head in his hands. "I just ruined my life," he says, voice breaking. I sit beside him, touching his arm. "You saved it, Luke, and mine. We're not done yet." He looks at me, eyes soft, and for a second, I think he'll kiss me, but the nurse barges in, breaking the moment. That night, I'm at Granny's diner, replaying the fight, when Luke shows up, a bandage on his forehead. "Heard Mason's dad's pulling strings to keep him in school," he says, grabbing a mop to help. "But I'm not scared anymore." I smile, my heart doing dumb flips. Good, because I'm not either. But as we clean, I overhear two waitresses whispering about Coach Davis, the one Mason trashed the field to spite. "Heard he's furious about some kids snitching," one says. My blood runs cold. Did we just trade one enemy for another? Luke's eyes meet mine, and I know he heard it too. This fight's not over, and it's about to get uglier. The diner's fluorescent lights buzz above me, and I'm scrubbing ketchup stains off a table, my cheek still throbbing from Mason Reed's elbow in the principal's office yesterday. I'm Riley Tate, 16, a scholarship kid at Houston Elite Academy, and I thought outing Mason's secret, trashing the school's football field with Luke Carter, would end this nightmare. But now, with Mason suspended and whispers about Coach Davis being pissed, I'm jumpy, like I've traded one bully for a bigger one. Luke's mopping the floor, his black eye fading but his knuckles still scabbed from our fights. He catches my eye, flashing a half-smile that makes my dumb heart skip, and I'm starting to think he's more than just Mason's ex-sidekick. Granny's in the back, humming to Willie Nelson, oblivious to the storm we're in. "You think Mason's done?" I ask Luke, wiping my hands on my apron. He shakes his head, voice low. "Not a chance. His dad's got lawyers, money, the works, and Coach Davis. He's not exactly Mr. Forgiveness." My stomach knots, remembering the waitress's gossip about Davis wanting revenge. Before I can reply, the diner's door slams open and Mason storms in, his face a mess of bruises, flanked by two new goons, linebackers from the football team, their arms like tree trunks. "Time's up, Tate," Mason snarls, flipping a table, glass shattering. Granny yelps, and I grab a frying pan, heart pounding. "Get out, Mason, or I'm calling the cops!" Luke steps in front, fists clenched, blood already seeping from a cut on his lip where Mason must have hit him earlier. "You're pathetic, Reed, picking fights in a diner?" Mason laughs, cold. "You betrayed me, Carter. And you, Riley, think you can ruin me? Coach Davis wants you both gone." The linebackers lunge, and I swing the pan, cracking one's shoulder. He howls, but the other grabs Luke, slamming him into a booth, blood spraying from Luke's nose. I dive in, kicking the goon's knee, but Mason grabs my hair, dragging me toward the door. Granny's screaming, swinging a rolling pin, and I elbow Mason's ribs, breaking free. Luke's back up, tackling Mason, their bodies crashing through the diner's glass window onto the sidewalk. Blood streaks the pavement, and I'm running out, dodging cars, as Mason's goons chase us into Houston's streets. Mason's Mustang peels out, headlights blinding, and we sprint across a busy intersection, horns blaring. "This way!" Luke yells, pulling me toward an old warehouse district, the Mustang's tires screeching behind. We duck into a half-built warehouse, climbing a rickety scaffold, 5 stories up, to lose them. My lungs burn, but Mason's right behind, his goons panting like dogs. On the top platform, open to the night, Mason corners us, his nose bleeding, eyes wild. "You're finished!" he roars, charging Luke. They grapple, teetering near the edge, and I scream, grabbing Luke's jacket as Mason shoves him toward a 50-foot drop. My arms strain, but I pull Luke back, kicking Mason's shin. He stumbles, clutching a beam, and his goons freeze, spooked by the height. Sirens wail below. Granny must have called the cops, and Mason's face twists. "This isn't over," he spits, scrambling down with his goons. Luke's shaking, blood dripping from his chin, but he pulls me close, our breaths mixing. "You saved me, Riley," he whispers. I'm too wired to reply, but his hand in mine feels like home. The cops take our statements, and Mason's arrested for assault. His dad's money useless this time. At school, the principal calls a hearing, and Luke lays it all bare. Mason planned the field vandalism to frame Coach Davis for negligence, hoping to get him fired after being benched. Luke admits his role, head down, and I back him up, showing my bruises. Mason's expelled, sent to a military academy, and his dad, shamed, offers to cover Luke's tuition and his mom's medical bills, no strings attached. Luke's suspended for a month, assigned community service, but he's free from Mason's grip. I keep my scholarship, but the whispers about Coach Davis linger, making me uneasy. A week later, I'm at the diner, serving fries. When Luke walks in, no bruises, just that shy smile. "Heard you're debating at Nationals," he says, sliding into a booth. "Need a cheerleader?" I laugh, my cheeks hot. "Only if you ditch the pom-poms. Carter." He leans closer, voice soft. "Riley, I was stuck in Mason's world till you showed up. You made me brave. Wanna grab a milkshake sometime? Like a date?" My heart's doing cartwheels, and I nod, grinning. "Deal. But you're paying." He laughs, and when he kisses my cheek, the diner feels like the best place in Houston. 2 years later, I'm a freshman at UT Austin, debating my way to scholarships, and Luke's studying engineering. His mom healthy and proud. We're together, sneaking taco runs and dreaming big. Mason's a ghost, last seen flunking out of military school. But at a debate tournament, I spot Coach Davis in the crowd, his eyes locked on me, not clapping. Later, at my dorm, I find a note slipped under my door. "You and Carter ruined me. Tate, this game's not over." My blood runs cold. Davis isn't done, and whatever he's planning, it's personal. Luke's waiting outside, oblivious. But I grip his hand, knowing we're not out of the fight yet. What a rush. Facing bullies taught me courage and love can outshine money. Thanks for watching. You're the real MVPs. Smash that like, comment your fave moment, and subscribe for more epic drama. Share with your squad. Let's hit 1 million views. Catch you next. Stay bold. Stay true.